Hey guys, welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this reality chat. Man, when I tell you, it's so much stuff that happens on social media, and I don't get the time to check out what's going on. I may hear or see other people talking about it, and I'll just shake my head sometimes because when it comes to Love and Marriage Huntsville, and more specifically the Scotts that are Letitia and Gumby, it's really strange to me that it seems like even though the show is called Love and Marriage Huntsville, the show really was based on the premise of business and people who are married doing business together. So when we hear all of these things when it comes to, did Marsau cheat on Letitia? When Letitia's mom was on the show, how she was questioning Gumby about a picture where someone was alleging that was him with his back laid up in some Motel 6 bed. And just, Letitia even asking him questions about, well, where were you on this date and time? And I talked about this before on that episode when they were sitting in the car, and she was asking him with this stern, serious look on her face, which I really couldn't even take seriously, so I don't even know why he was. But she's asking him where he was, and then he says, I was in Atlanta. And then he pauses for a moment and he says, with Chris Fletcher. But yet in this season, we see her and him out on a dinner date with the Fletchers, and they're acting like they don't even really know the Fletchers as well as Gumby. But I found that weird because I'm like, okay, if you went out of town with this man, how do you not really know him and you didn't know what they really did in business? He's a liar. So now all of this stuff about him and Letitia and them avoiding the rumors about him possibly hooking up with two chicks in a back room at the Black Cigar Lounge. Like, honestly, I'm not in Huntsville. I don't know how popular of a place that is to go. It doesn't really look like a lot of business is going on there when we see them filming. And if they really want to showcase them being successful in business, and it seems like they get favored when it comes to them not sharing a lot of their information and them being able to showcase what they want to showcase, it seems to me that they would want to have filming going on during nights when the place is busy and popping. But it doesn't really seem to be that way, right? So, like, why is that? Is it just never really busy? So there's never been an opportunity for them to catch that on the screen, catch that on the camera so they can show it on the screen. I don't know. But Urban Belle, they shared some stuff from social media where Keke has accused Marsau and Letitia of scamming people. Now, I've heard stuff about this before, about them scamming people, and it's a lot. So honestly, I never really got into all of that content because I just didn't really have the time to listen to all of it. And two, I just, surface level listening to some of it here and there, but just shaking my head like, what in the world is this? And then, of course, we know that they are being sued for $5.5 million. Like, it's crazy. Which is probably, if they lose, going to drive them into bankruptcy. I don't know who's representing them, but I can't imagine even the legal representation of that is cheap. And it's extremely expensive to go to court. And I don't think that this is something that they're going to be able to settle out of court. So I don't know what's going to be the outcome of this legal situation. But Urban Belle, they're reporting that Keke is making accusations about the Scotts of her own. Not only has she been clapping back at Marsau on her Instagram page, but she accused him and Letitia of being scammers. She made the claim while responding to an Instagram user who had the same perspective about Letitia and Marsau. The person wrote, "They have in all caps, no storyline. So they are trying to keep this going. Why not talk about that $5.5 million lawsuit hanging over their head? How about the barber and the makeup artist? Better yet, what about Bedrock that has never been completed? Oh, and let's not forget the doctor's office that you got over $150,000 for allegedly and never completed. It's been proven that Keke is not on anything. Let it go, Marsau, Letitia, and Wanda. Bleep. And she replied to that person and she said, right, they scammed one of my best friends out of money for an event that she was doing for them after I referred her. It's just an all around bad look. They are complete scammers, but he gonna learn this lesson with me. And I wonder what she means by that when she said he's going to learn this lesson with me, because, you know, I was recently discussing the fact that I felt like he and Letitia on a smear campaign to put her in the light of just being this strung out drug addict, almost like a crack addict, if you will, or someone who just out here just strolling the streets trying to get a quick buck so they can score the next hit. Like, that's the light that they have tried to put her in. And in that interview that Keke did with Color Me Pink on her YouTube channel, she touched on a number of things that I talked about when it comes to how they have tried to put her in this light of, you know, almost like being some crack whore, if you will. Who's picked her up at 2 a.m. off of the streets, you know, and she went into detail about that. And everything that she said made absolute sense. She said, being in a marriage when you have these issues like this, I admit it has been hard. And there have been times when my husband has been trying to, you know, get a hold of me, stop me from getting something, or we're just in a heated argument and I just leave the house and I didn't have my keys, so I walked and I just called Marsau and I asked him if he could come and pick me up and take me to whatever the hotel was, and she was going to get a room just to sleep there for the night. Everything that she said made absolute sense, but he tried to put her in the light of just being this crack whore who's out here on the stroll trying to see if, you know, a man wants to have some fun so she can get $20 so she can get some drugs. It's just absolutely ridiculous. So I felt like she should send them a cease and desist letter, possibly sue them for defamation of character, because I really, like, this is the true definition of defamation of character, right? Because someone like her, she could lose opportunities that may have been afforded to her if they continue to do stuff like this, and people see that and they think that she wouldn't be reliable. She might, you know, just be on all of these things, and we wouldn't be able to depend on her to show up, to do the work that we've paid her to do. We contracted her to do whatever. So you know what, we're going to pass. That's the type of things that you take people to court for defamation of character, because it could truly affect her financially, because people don't really know her like that, you know? So when she says, but he's going to learn this lesson with me, I wonder how far and to what extent she's going to take it, because I believe that she has every right to go there, And for her to take a drug test and then him to question the validity of it, who are you? You're not a parole officer. You're not someone that works in the methadone clinic. Like, you are nobody. Nobody cares what your opinion is of the drug test that she took. She has said she has been going in for regular treatments. She is on methadone, but it's just like, for him to lie and say the things that he has said, it's almost like he's trying to cover it up more than Letitia is trying to cover up whatever it is that they're trying to cover up, to be honest with you. Because why is he going so hard against his wife's cousin? It seems to me that Letitia would be the one that would take that effort on. It's just really weird. And I just wanted to talk about this because, yeah, she's saying that they are scammers. Other people have been saying it. And I'm not really surprised, but it is extremely disappointing that you see these people on the show. They want to showcase the success. They're talking about how much their monthly allowances, and I felt like that was just really ridiculous. Who are they? You're living in Huntsville, Alabama. You're not living in New York City or LA or somewhere that's honestly really that expensive. What the hell are you spending $8,000 a month on just for your expenditures, not for bills or anything like that? And you still don't have this manor that you called it built, but he's spending what, $5,000 a month and she's spending $8,000 a month. What are you spending that money on? Like, what are you doing? They just sound extremely irresponsible. And I wouldn't pay them to build a doghouse for me. I'm just saying. So anyway, guys, yeah, Keke's calling them out. She called them scammers. She said that they scammed one of her really great friends that she referred to them out of money for an event that she was going to be doing for them. That's just like weird. But it doesn't sound like it's very far off, because we know how they did this Black Business Expo and how they did with the money, and they felt like they didn't need to pay anybody, and they didn't need to pay anyone to speak, and they don't have to tell anyone how much money they took in and what they're spending money on. It was just really shady all around. And so I wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw them, and I can't even pick them up, so I definitely can't throw them, and definitely don't trust them. Well, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.